Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today we're talking about our divine feminine and masculine energy. Hi, my name is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman. I'm an intuitive psychic medium here in the Sugar Land area. That's just outside of Houston. I work with my angels and guides to assist my clients in many areas of their lives, to bring them special messages from loved ones who have passed, to dialogue with their angels for guidance into their own situation, or to assist them with their own psychic abilities. If you like my content, please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. So this is going to be a rather long video, but I think it's really important for each of us to understand what is actually happening on our planet right now. And this has brought up a kind of a new kind of illness that people are getting, and it's more like an energetic illness. It's not necessarily a physical. It can manifest as physical if you don't deal with it. But it's really important. So I'm going to try to break this down and really get you to understand. So I'm hoping you'll hang on with me through the whole video, and then there'll be some other videos of kind of like if you're having the physical manifestation of kind of like this coming in together, what can you do or what can help in that area. So I will do the best I can to support you during this time frame. So kind of basically what's happening right now on our earth is kind of like our female energy, our female spirit is reawakening for many, many years. And you can see it through the clothing that we went through in the 70s and 80s and 90s and everything else. Very masculine, very straight edge, kind of what you would think of like very masculine, straight energy. And our clothing was like that, even for females. I remember it being very popular in the 90s to like wear a man's suit or wear a man's jacket, not necessarily a female jacket cut for a female body. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a male jacket and kind of rolling up the sleeves or whatever it is and kind of adding that energy, kind of like that masculine energy. And you see that even today with a lot of people that go to work, that, you know, businesswomen and everything else, if you look at their suits, they're very masculine most of the time. They're not very feminine. And most women were taught, don't wear anything feminine. Don't wear anything too blousy or too lacy or, you know, too many ruffles or anything like that. That's not good. It shows your feminine side, and that's something we don't want. And there's also kind of like that good old boy society in a lot of energy of how do we deal with this energy? How do we, you know what I'm saying, like kind of break into that good old boy society and kind of amping up our female energy at the same time. And that's kind of what we're going through, but on a global basis. This isn't just one area or one country or anything else. This is the whole world, and this is kind of balancing this energy. And this energy didn't start right away. It's actually been going on for quite a while. So we've been kind of like going into it, and we're kind of like getting to that point where it's like, now we have to shift. Now we have to make a change. And so kind of, this is kind of like our way to kind of help Mother Earth, kind of our way to kind of balance our male and feminine energy. Every person does, no matter what gender you were born, everybody has male and female energy in them, kind of that yin yang energy. So it's kind of breaking that out and kind of bringing in both sides of you, that male and female side to each person, and bringing them in together. It's not really necessarily a war within us. It's kind of like a war within our society. And that's where it's kind of like flipping back. For many, many years, it has, like I said, been a really men's society. And that's kind of flipping into more of a female society and kind of bringing in that masculine, feminine energy to bring in together. And this is really about activating both sides of you, not just activating one side, but activating both sides. Like I said, both of us, all of us have each of them in us. This balance has been kind of like different aspects of like being male is bad, or being female is bad, or being this is bad, or being gender is bad, and kind of bringing that energy back into balance. I do have a lot of clients that are therapists and deal with people, and they're kind of like, I can't believe, like, you know, now we get to pick our pronouns and we get to do that. And that's kind of that bringing back, and kind of like, as we've kind of started, it is kind of like going to the crazy side, and then it'll kind of balance back out. A lot of people are having issues with this energy of this balancing, and for some it will bring up the energy of being angry and being hostile about making changes, and I don't want to do this, and I don't want to change this, and I want to stay exactly the way I am. And then you're going to have people that are like, oh, do whatever you want, I don't care, do you, be happy, all that kind of stuff. And so it's kind of like it's somewhere in the middle that we really have to work with. It's not the people that are, way to one side or way to the other side. It's kind of everybody else in the middle is going to change, and then they'll change. So being in balance with this energy is really important right now, and it's kind of what has been kind of dictated or in the Akashic records for Earth. This is kind of like our soul path during this time frame of kind of bringing in this balance. And it's kind of like bringing up truths as well. So there's a lot of truth in what's coming up. We are not just one thing. We are kind of many energies all together, but it's bringing those together in a very balanced, healthy way for every person. And it's to really bring us more at peace and kind of balance that male-female energy. Not only in the last few years have we seen a lot more female energy kind of coming up and being leadership in different countries and in different places, and kind of some are higher, some are lower, but you're going to see more and more of that kind of balancing that energy. Not necessarily kicking out men, because that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is you're going to see more female kind of balancing that energy out and bringing this to a new level and kind of revamping that scale. One of the things is it's all about forming our new relationships with each other, our new relationships to our soul, and kind of our new relationship to Mother Earth as well. This aspect is all about kind of like setting up new relationships, starting new journeys, and kind of the relationship to our soul. We were born, we chose this time frame to be born. We chose this time frame to kind of bring in this new healing, this new energy. But now it's kind of time to kind of like hold on to our beliefs. What do we believe out of our soul? Not necessarily what we were taught, but what do we believe in our soul, and how do we do that? How do we find that happy medium for what's going on? There's also a strength in this. And it's one of those, and I wouldn't say it's necessarily a masculine strength. I really feel like there's a feminine strength coming up, and we're going to feel that more and more. Kind of this new age, kind of like we need to kind of allow our divine goddess warrior female energy to kind of take over, and this masculine energy will not necessarily be pushed down or anything else, but it's to balance that, to have both sides of us, the goddess and the god in each person, kind of bringing that together. This is kind of like a new age kind of ideas and limitations coming in, but I want you to understand this is kind of like a planetary energy. This isn't just one side or one the other. This is a planetary energy, and it was been slated. This is kind of part of the grand conjunction that's been on the planet for a while, kind of bringing into that Aquarian energy at the same time. So all of this is kind of shifting and changing. Kind of the next step is kind of like, where do we put this? Now that we understand a little bit of this, where do we put this information? Where do we go with this? And this is all about letting go of old past energy. It's all about letting go of the past. And I am talked to so many people and so many clients over the last few months or so that are really kind of like that bulb has gone off of kind of like, oh my gosh, I need to clear out my past lives, and I need to do this. Kind of like all of a sudden, like boom, we are getting on track. We are finally figured out where we're supposed to be, and we're moving down the road. This is all about letting go, like I said, of the past, and now opening up to kind of like see where I want to go. Where do I want to go in all of this? Our soul has a history. Our soul has been around this planet on and off for many, many generations or millennia. So it's kind of like this is the time to kind of balance this energy. And in the past, we have been on both sides of the coin. We have been on the strong side and the weak side, and the strong side and the weak side, and all of that. And now we're kind of bringing this together to kind of bring in each side of it, kind of like the yin and the yang together. Symbol is going to kind of really keep amping up for most people. I think one of the interesting ones is kind of like the circumstances. A lot of people that are coming up now, male and female, that are balancing this energy have been hurt by the other side. And so you're going to see a lot of people still trying to work through some old hurts or old injuries at the same time. But this is really talking about our soul path, and not just one person's soul path, our planet's soul path. Kind of where is everybody going in all of this? What is happening for all of us? Not just one person, many, many, many people. This is something that we have really got to stretch into. This is kind of almost like that futuristic kind of like, how do we do this and where do we go with this energy? But this, whatever relationship we've had in the past, they are shifting, changing, and modifying. And you're going to see this more and more as we move through this energy. And like I said, the planets are kind of in alignment with this to kind of amp this change up. I will say one of the number one things that I have noticed in the integration part, and that's where a lot of these other videos are going to come in at, integration is kind of feeling like we're flowing really fast, everything is kind of clicking into place, and then all of a sudden it's kind of like almost like we've hit still water. Instead of being flowing and moving forward, it's like all of a sudden everything kind of seems like it's coming to a stop. People kind of feel like we're not making the connections we should be making, or kind of like living in a fog. And then there could be some other issues coming up depending on what's going on with you. And it really depends on where the integration has to happen for you. Each person, it could be one of your chakras, it could be something else, or it could be a manifestation of a chakra not coming into clear view at this time. But a lot of people will be feeling like foggy, kind of distant, disconnected, and it's kind of usually following like a time where everything is like clicking and flowing and here we go, 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 go. And then all of a sudden it's like, slow down. And so a lot of people are going to be kind of like, wait, I was just flowing and everything was going my way and everything was going good. And now we're kind of like, what's happening with this? So that's one of the interesting things that I've seen with a lot of people. I've had it as well. I've seen it in a lot of other people. I don't know if I'm complete. I kind of get a no on that part. So there may be some other things that are kind of coming in for that cycle. One of the things is kind of really listening to our own truth and our healing, and kind of be open to what's coming up next, kind of opening our hearts to all beings, to all energies of wherever they're at that time, not placing judgment. I've heard this a lot. I felt, a lot of people have told me, like, even I have felt like during a time frame when I was really sick, like, I don't want to be judged for this. And it's not really necessarily a judgment. It's one of those, it's what we're bringing in, that human side of what we're bringing into something that isn't human. It's a divine issue. After kind of you go through your integration, you will kind of get to that more committed stage, and that's where I kind of feel like a lot of people are kind of moving into at some point. Other people are at different points, are kind of further, like more at the beginning, and then other people are kind of in the integration stage, and then you'll kind of get into that commitment stage at some point of kind of like really staying true to your path, kind of going back and healing or helping other people. And that's kind of my point of this video, is to understand, so people can understand what we've been through, what we're going through, and how we're going to get through this. This is really kind of like an energy of kind of the commitment of like, now we really have to stand in our truth. Now we really have to stand in our fears and kind of look at those in a different way, and really find that place of healing for each of us, and allowing other people to go through that on their own, and not necessarily always finding that for ourselves, or kind of like, here, this is what you need to be doing. It's a lot of open freedom, and kind of like, you have the choice. How fast or slow are you going to move through this? How quickly do you want this to heal up, or how slow do you want this to go? That's kind of the interesting part. Once you start seeing change, you're also going to be really opening up to new opportunities, and kind of like, how can I heal other people? How can I help other people be committed to this change and modification? It's kind of like planting a garden. I was just playing out in my garden, so my nails are kind of dirty right now, but it's kind of like planting a seed. Every seed takes time to germinate. Every time seed kind of takes time to germinate, and kind of before you see it go over the top, kind of plant coming out of the top. And so just know that that's part of what we're all going through in our own way, in our own form. So some people are really fast and some people are a little bit slower. But what's really important is that we support each other. We support each other through this shift and change, and open up to the new possibilities, and encouraging other people, kind of being other people's like cheerleader. You can do it. Even if their path is different from yours, just kind of like, you can do this. there is going to be more people reaching out and helping other people go through this. But once again, I would say, like, it's really interesting to understand what are the issues, how are they coming through, and how to support other people. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.